child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Ooh, child. Ooh, child. Can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Thank you for letting me know you can hear me. How are you guys today? Let me see. Hey, Candy Crush. Hey, Jamal. How are you doing? Ooh, child. Hey, Miss Mac. Hey, Keisha. Hey, 80s baby. Hey, Olivia is. Child. I just came on to yak with y'all for a little bit. I named this video, ooh, child. Food stamp gate? You can't make this shit up. Hey, Daquan. You hear me? You can't make this shit up now. Hey, Russell. Hey, Money. You know, you can't make this shit up. Never. No, I named this food stamp gate, okay? Well, you know, I told you guys been about a month ago that Castro, somebody had stole his food stamp card information, and they was using it in Philadelphia or somewhere like that. Now he down south, but they was using the card to get the everything off of it up there in Philly or somewhere like that. Well, I went through on his live today, and he was, he's kind of down, saying he don't know what's the issue with his food stamps and this and that and that and this. So I left there and I went on to run around a little bit and messed around and went over to Pastor's just a minute ago. Pastor's still alive. He ain't shit. And he said that Castro made a video after that one, and he was really upset, and he tore his food stamp application up and thrown it in the floor. Now, Castro, them folks can't get. You ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself by turning the damn application up and throwing it in the floor. The people ain't gonna never get it. But the kicker is, everybody, you can file for food stamps on your computer. You ain't even got to do the app. Go get the application and write it. Fill it out. You ain't got to do that, Castro. You tripping. Now you can go online and do them food stamps. Now I don't know what the hell you doing and what you got going on over there, but if you want your food stamp, you go on the goddamn internet in wherever state you in and fill that goddamn application out. And they usually just approve it just like pow, just like that. Now, nigga, you say that somebody got your food stamp card information in Philly the other week. Now, nigga, all you had to do was call that motherfucking number, be in whatever state you in, and they'll stop that card and reissue you another. You ain't got to do no application, nigga. All you got to do is call the goddamn number on the phone and say your card is lost or stolen. Child, but you act like we in 1902. Well, this shit ain't make no goddamn sense. Now, enough is enough. And I wasn't going to say nothing, but after you had enough nerve to, I tell you one damn thing. He go live again, I'm going to ask him for the link, and I'm going to cuss his goddamn ass out. You hear me? The next time that nigga go live, I'm going to hit that motherfucking link, and I'm going to cuss him the fuck out. Because this don't make no motherfucking sense. You telling a goddamn lie. All you got to do is call the number and report it lost or stolen. They'll send you another fucking card. And then you activate the motherfucker. It's just like a bank goddamn card. When you lose your bank card, you call the goddamn number because you don't want these bitches to take all your money out the bank. You call that motherfucking number, just like with a credit card, and you say, hey, that card, stop that motherfucker. Stop it now. And they'll stop it. And then they ask you, do you want another card? Yes, I want another goddamn card because that one I had. They trying to get all my money out the bank. Or that one I had. Jennifer, stop. Stop it. You acting like a baby. You a grown-ass woman. Stop. Okay. Hold on for a minute. I got to regulate. Thank y'all for being patient and holding. I had to goddamn regulate. My daughter in there acting a goddamn fool and acting like a spoiled ass kid, and you got a grandchild. How you gonna act like you spoiled ass kid? The time for that shit is over. You a grown ass woman with grandkids. Your kids is grown. Now you acting like a motherfucking 10-year-old up in this. Oh hell no. Get the fuck up out of here. Shit. I mean, having a goddamn temper tantrum. And this not gonna work. Okay. Hey, Lady Sparkles. I was finna act the goddamn fool with her. Hey, Callie. Had to put y'all on mute because I didn't want to hear y'all. Y'all didn't want y'all to hear me acting a goddamn fool up in this motherfucker. Hey, Sherry Berry. I almost lost my goddamn shit just a minute ago. She hit that goddamn door because she know what time it was. Hey, blessed to be a blessing. She hit that damn door like it was a saloon door, okay? And left it swinging when she walked up out of here. And knew better than slamming anything. Because I'd have been outside throwing rocks all at her pretty damn truck. I've been busting windows in her truck. Okay. I thought I was going to have to handle my business real quick. Lord, how God. You know when you spoil them rotten, they ask for it rotten, okay? But she hadn't had no little temper tantrum in a long time. But she got the hell up out of here because she didn't want me to start gang banging up in here. I'm the only bitch that's going to be hooping and hollering up in this motherfucker. She been quiet all day. We've been getting along. You stay over there and I stay over here. Just being so nice to each other. As soon as I hit this damn live button, she wanna act the goddamn monkey. I mean, wanna act the goddamn monkey. Jesus Christ. Now get back to Castro. Uh, he's making this harder than what it is. I don't think he's. I think he know exactly what he's doing. He know how to, you know, handle his business concerning that. He just want to pity or whatever he want. You know, I guess he loved the attention he was getting when he got busted in the head with that club. You know that thing that you put on your steering wheel. He got busted in his head with one of them like a couple of days ago. So I think he liked the attention, and so now we're going through the food stamp saga. But like I said, if he go live again with that bullshit about that goddamn food stamp card, I'm gonna hit the link and see. I'm gonna be looking for him over at Brian's, Honest Rose, and Pass and Stomp Down. I'm gonna be just trolling looking for him. And if I see him on one of them goddamn panels, I'm gonna get up there and cuss his motherfucking ass out. He ain't gonna be just safe over there on his channel. You better keep your ass off these panels, nigga. Cause I'm looking for you. Cause this is ridiculous. And I mean it. I feel like busting some heads anyway. Okay. Lord have mercy. And for you to be having this much trouble, you just giving your card to somebody to go do whatever, and they just fucking you up. You know what I'm saying? It's either that or, you got to be doing something wrong. You know, it is what it is. Because like I said, all you got to do is call that number, and they'll stop that bitch right then. Just like a bank card, because that's serious business. Child, you won't make me believe that you don't went this long with that food stamp card. No way, Jose. No way. No way, Jose. Okay, pray it up. Pray for me, so I don't go off on my daughter when she come back here. Pray for me that she stay on out there, going home. Okay, don't come back here today. Pray for her. Okay. Okay. No, ain't nobody got no food stamps for sale, Sherry Berry. Sherry Berry, you find somebody with some food stamps for sale. I want to buy some too. Tell them I want some. I want to buy some too, child. I'm, I'm gonna tell you this here a funny thing that happened on YouTube. You know how these people getting cool with each other. And so one of the content creators was telling the other content creator, I need some money for the food and this and that. I got a child and all this here. So the girl gave her food stamp card number and the pen. So she, hooked the girlfriend up. And they stayed cool. They were still cool. Everything going smooth. Then one day them bitches got into it real bad. And do you know that girl called the food stamp office, like the one that she fed called the food stamp office and told him that she was letting her use her card and she had her PIN number, her card number, and everything. And do you know that other girl got put on food stamp for food stamp fraud? Now ain't that a kick in the goddamn head? Just cause you mad at me, don't bitch, I help you out in your time of need. But you done got pissed off at me. You done called them folks and got me put off food stamps forever and ever. And I got kids up in my house. Gave the people the screenshots on on YouTube and gave them the text messages back and forth. What the girl said, yeah, I send you my card. Yeah, here's my number. Yeah, here's my PIN number. And how much you got off my card? Girl, like, okay, I'll do that for you anytime. See, that's against their policy and immediately cut off. And you got a house full of kids, and this bitch got one, and you was helping the one out with one. Now you and your kids ain't got no motherfucking stamps no more. Now ain't that a bitch? But see, like I say, you can't get comfortable with these people on YouTube. They not your friends. They not your partner. They not nothing but some damn earth that's talking just like this. But see, people too trusting, and you left a trail of here's my card number, here's my PIN number. How much you get off of that, girl? Okay, girl, anytime I can help you out. And then the bitch turn on you, and now you got a house full of goddamn kids and can't get no stamps no more because you committed food stamp fraud. Now you got to go above them people with all this shit, and they talking about putting your ass in the pen. And you got to plead guilty to food stamp fraud because you sure can't go to court because they got that information against you. So by pleading guilty to food stamp fraud, you can never get food stamps again. And you still got a house full of goddamn kids. And this motherfucker living fancy free. Now ain't that a kick in the head? But like I said, everybody ain't your partner. This is more three. Everybody ain't your partner and everybody ain't your friend. Okay? And you can't trust the people like in your real world. So what do you think you're trusting these motherfuckers on the internet for? I don't get it. And I just sit here and I would just watch this shit. You hear me? And I be saying, I can't believe this shit. I can't believe they distrusted. Can't nobody be that gullible. I just, child, let me get off of that now and get into my commentary because I ain't going to keep y'all all night. Let me pull my notes up, child. Now, it haven't been just a whole lot of hoopla going on for the last couple of days. It's still the same old shit that I talked to y'all about the last time. But, people are still having issues. And so we still really just going over the same um, beefs and things like that. But I want to let y'all know about T Hood's mom. Now, T Hood is a rapper. He was unalived, uh, I think on the 8th or the 9th, something like that. And he's a rapper, and he dates Kurt Frost's daughter. And Kurt Frost is a person that play on Love and Hip Hop, and him and his wife, Rashida, they've been on there for years. Well, their daughter is with a rapper, living with. Well, I didn't report on this because I wanted to kind of see how this played out. Because some people are saying it's murder, and some people saying it's like self-defense that the boy shot him because he was beating on his sister. Okay, so I watched Ratchet TV yesterday, and he was interviewing the mother of T Hood. Well, he asked the mother, have they been having domestic problems and this and that? And he was going on what he heard out in the streets. And a lot of stuff she was saying, no, I can't talk on that and this and that. And he asked her, have you talked to Rashida and Kurt? And she said, yeah, I talked to him. And they offered to pay for the funeral expenses. But I said, no, I didn't want their money. I don't want nothing. I just want my son back. And which I know I can't get that back. So I don't want y'all paying for his funeral. Okay. So then they said that, the daughter, one of her daughters was there, and she kept jumping in on the conversation on the phone. And so Reggie was saying, well, do y'all think it was self-defense? Can they, was it just cold-blooded? And the mama said, yeah, it was cold-blooded. Anytime that she's saying her son got shot like in the back 5 times, 5 to 7 times. And I was saying to myself, sound like he was trying to get up out of there. So, and they said, the sister said he was almost at the gate. So I guess it's a gated place, or, some people live in them gated communities, or it might have been a gate at their house. I don't know. But he was like at the gate area when he was shot. And so I was saying, Lord. And so, you have to listen to both sides of the story. Was later on, I'm looking around YouTube because I said, I think the interview got around halfway through, and they was kind of repeating a lot of the same stuff, and we got her on recording and this and that and that and this. And it's mighty funny. All the videos, all the cameras was down in the house and saying all that kind of stuff. And so I just said, let me get out of here. And, so I got to do going around my day. Which I found some videos, honey. That man was kicking that girl ass like he was kicking her ass for breakfast, lunch, and supper. Do you hear me? And snacks and everything. They showed him like he like sitting on the couch watching TV or whatever. And honey, he come in that damn door and he immediately started throwing haymakers on that little girl. She was tiny, and he was slinging her on the floor and jumping on her, beating her and stuff. And I was saying, damn. And so I started moving around some more, and other videos was coming out showing him like the girl in the bed, like just chilling, like watching TV or whatever. And he walk in there, he have a phone, and he walk in there, and she really ain't paid enough attention, just my man here. I'm sure she could see he was going to her phone. And honey, he put that goddamn phone down, and he jumped on that child, and he was beating on her, knocking her out on the goddamn floor, and everything. Baby, I don't think they gonna. That boy ain't getting no time for killing him. Not with all that goddamn footage. Y'all think that Diddy shit was bad? No, that girl took a minor ass whooping compared to what that Kurt Frost's daughter was taking. She was getting like after serious, the man could come in, just coming in the door from being gone, out taking care of his business, and walk straight in the motherfucking house and beat your ass. Now that's fucked up. I I was like, what? But I'm serious. That stuff is on YouTube, and you could see it, honey. They got videos of him. It's a bunch of them like in their house, you know. And then that, like his mama and his sister said that he would jump. She was jumping on him and all that kind of stuff, and he was jumping on her. They really weren't saying he was jumping on her. They were saying he was protecting himself. No, he wasn't protecting himself. Not for what the fuck I seen. He was the aggressor every time, and he was way bigger than her, and he was throwing haymakers, y'all. He was hitting her with everything he had. You hear me? Now I don't know if he was on. Now I ain't gonna say no drugs or alcohol. It's no excuse for that. It's something wrong in your motherfucking head. Everything ain't costing no goddamn drugs. Everything ain't costing no goddamn alcohol. I'm sick of them saying that shit. Now, how you can be normal and then go home like you normal out there in the street, but you walk in your house and it's a goddamn torture chamber in there? I don't know why that little girl stayed. I guess she stayed because she thought he was gonna kill her or something. I don't know why she. You never know what going to a person about it. You never know the conversation that they had had. But just think of how many people are living like that every day that you don't know what this person is gonna. Are you gonna get Dr. Jekyll today, or are you gonna get Mr. Hyde? That is a bad way to live. Now they have not charged Rashida them son with anything yet. He's still out, out in the streets and stuff. But like I don't know if he's out in public. I'm sure Rashida them keeping him protected at home. But he grown. So I know that he ain't go. Oh, excuse me. I know he's not gonna stay at home indoors forever. Because you young, you want to get out and move around. But I'm just saying, from what I've seen, and thank the Lord they had them cameras in the bedroom and in the living room and stuff. So you could see the activity. You could see what he was, you could see what she was doing before he got in there. And you could see what he did when he walked, whenever he came into these different rooms in the house. I mean, it was bad. But like I said, it's a lot of people living like that. And if it's anybody on here that's in my voice range, y'all get the fuck out of there. Y'all are, you're not a punching bag. It's not going to get any better if you stay in that relationship. If you got to leave just with the clothes on your back, leave. Don't you come there acting up, little girl. Um, just leave. You do not, no matter what it is, if you got kids, get your goddamn kids and get up out of there. Don't worry about no clothes for them. Just get the hell up out of there. Somebody, you can get clothes for the kids. People are donate to you. If you just a battered woman, ain't nobody gonna turn you away. It's help out there. Get to your family. Let your family know what's going on. If they got to get you out that state, go. It's ways out of it. You know. And if you, like I said, if you ain't got nobody that you could turn to, there's just go to the police station. They'll take you to a domestic abuse place. It don't have to be in your town. They have places for you, safe houses, where don't nobody know where you at. It's ways out of it. And just get you and your kids and get the fuck out. Just leave everything. Get your ass to safety and know you're not going back. But it's ways out of this. You don't have to stay in that and get beat up. If you don't want to turn him in, don't turn him in. Just get the fuck away from there. You can get you another man, he'll get another woman. Just get away. Okay, now that's what I had to say about that. And if you guys want to hear, see the videos and stuff, it's all over YouTube. And his name was T Hood. And that's all you got to put in. And you will see, and them videos just will pop up. And you can see what he was doing to that woman. And that's why she called her brothers them to come over there. But before he could leave or whatever, the situation turned to death. And it don't have to be like that. But I know the brother went to get his sister and protect his sister. My brothers would have done the same thing. My sisters would have done the same thing. I have done that for one of my sisters that was in a domestic situation. And we were going to lay that motherfucker down. You hear me? I dropped her off on one corner and I went around and I left my car in the middle of the street. And we met up, me and my sister met up and the police was already there because we was getting ready to fuck his ass up. Do you hear me? Fuck a damn, I worry about jail after I killing some bitch. We'll worry about that when they come. But we finna solve this motherfucking problem right here. Okay? And he didn't put his hands on her again. Because everywhere he went in our town, people were saying, them girls were gonna kill you, boy. Them sisters, they was getting ready to ambush and kill you. And he stayed the fuck away from my sister. She never was. He never laid another hand on her, cause we was gonna fuck him up, and it was no go. He wasn't gonna walk away from there. We were gonna lay him down, and it is what it is. That's it. That's all. But it don't have to get to that point where it don't have to get to that point. You know, the per, well, my sister was in her own shit, and he broke in on her, so she shouldn't have to run away from her own home. So we, like I said, we was gonna handle that, but the police already had him handcuffed when we got there. But we didn't know that. And it's good they did have him handcuffed. And he's gonna say, "You bitches," he was cussing us out and calling us all kind of bitches and hoes and stuff. And he was saying, "You lucky I'm handcuffed." I told them police, I say, "Let that motherfucker loose. Let him loose. He ain't got to be straining to get to me. Unhook them goddamn cuffs. Let him go." Cause I was gonna lay him. He was gonna get laid down right in front of the police. Okay, you that goddamn man, you finna whoop all of? Okay, let him loose. You let him loose. Let him loose. Okay, let me get down for that. But like I said, y'all, if y'all see that man how he was beating on that girl, his mom and his sister, them, they can't. If they mad at that girl or anything, they are wrong. From what I seen with my own damn eyes, But when he was doing that interview yesterday with the mother, now I hate her son is gone. And I know, it hurt her that he's gone, and it hurt the sisters too. But that had to be taken care of. But I hate that it went to that far. I wish they would have shot him in the leg or something like that. But they say all them bullets was in his back, you know. And the lady was saying that she had been to the coroner's office, had talked to the coroner and went to the coroner's office and got to see him. And like one of the bullets like went through the back and came out the front of his stomach. And she was talking about all of that kind of stuff. But girl, and then they got to go fund me, and it was up to like almost $6,000 yesterday. Well, honey, you should let Rashida them bury him, because that was a big offer. After the way, I wouldn't have gave you shit. I wouldn't have offered you shit. After what I seen, what he was doing to her, you know. And the mama said that while they was arguing, because they was arguing before it got up to that, to the unalive, where he had called his mother and was talking to his mother. And she said she could hear them. Well, I guess he put the phone down where he was like, "Hey, mama, you hear her?" And, of course, it's going to look bad on the girl, but she was cussing him out too. But he put the phone down where his mama could hear them going back and forth, back and forth. But she said she didn't hear no hits or anything like that. But she say that when he left, like he was walking with the phone, and then he cut the phone off. Well, then after that, she got a phone call right after that, and that was a girl on the phone telling her son had got shot, and that they were getting him CPR. And I'm just saying, that's what they. But like I said, Rashida, you were good when you and Kurt, because I wouldn't have offered to bury that nigga after he put his hands on my child like he did. Because he was knocking them, he was dropping them bees on that little girl. And then Ratchet asked the girl, told the girl, he said, "Well, I heard that there was visible injuries on her." And they said that the news people had said that on the news. that the girl had visible injuries, very visible. So I guess the news people seen her after this happened. Uh, and his sister say she ain't had no bruises on her. And the mom say, I seen her right after it happened, and she didn't have no bruises on her. And he started to say, well, the news people said on the news that the girl had visible injuries. And then come to find out, her friend took her to the hospital. And it was like Grady Hospital in whatever state they in. I don't know if they're in Atlanta or whatever, wherever Grady Hospital is. And child, she was at the same hospital that man was that she killed. Because I guess the paramedics took him trying to save his life. Well, honey, he was in the morgue and she was up in the room. You know how she got her emergency treatment. They in the same damn hospital. One in the morgue and one in the goddamn room. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? I was saying, shut your mouth and keep on talking. Oh, child, let me get to this damn this other stuff because I don't want to be on here all night yakking with y'all. Okay, let me speak to some more people. Child, ooh, y'all got me acting a fool. My little great grandbaby just came in here a while ago, opened the door. She can't stand to see no doors closed. She gonna go up in here. And then after she left, she stayed gone for a minute. Then she came to look back in here. And she closed the door. I can't believe that. Because, honey, she like my mama. She don't like no damn doors closed in her house. Oh, Lord. Yeah. Ooh, child. But, yeah, if you want to watch that Ratchet, you can go his channel. His channel is Ratchet TV. And then, like, he had a thumbnail up before I came on. And on the thumbnail, he was saying that the things have changed, I guess because of the videos being dropped or whatever. I'm going to run over there too and see what the hell he talking about, you know, after I go off. Because I just want to see what he got to say after he's seen them videos, child. I want to know that. You hear me? You hear me, Cooley? I want to know that, Don Diva. I want to know that, Snapping Turtle. Cause if they would have some videos of one of us, one of my siblings getting beat up, but they would be in the same place that boy at. Okay, Israel, they be in the same place in the morgue. It'd be some slow singing and casket swinging or whatever they be saying. Okay, Jay Parrish. Jay Parrish, I missed you again the other night because I went back through and see if I missed somebody, and I missed you. It wasn't the last live. I think it was the live before that, child. And I apologize again. Hey, Vibrant. Hey, TC. Yeah, child. Hey, the Beef Sector Podcast. Child. Okay, now I'm getting ready to go to my notes, child. I done been on 30, what was that? 30 minutes. Then I ain't even got to the commentary yet, Lord. Okay. All right. Let me see. Okay, now Lemon, I think he had his birthday party last night. I looked at a little bit of it and I seen that Lolo was on the panel, Pizza, Dragon, Ghetto, ZX Talent, Audio, Faith is Substance, and Noble. I was just red balling through and I can't tell you what they talked about and what they did, okay? So that's all I got on that. But I'm gonna go and watch that and if it's anything really, it was interesting, I will let you guys know the next time, okay? But as far as this live, I ain't got nothing to say because I don't know what the hell went on. But I just glanced through and I seen different people on the panel and I decided to put their names down. Okay, now I seen Tracy was live, and so she drew a King Kyos. For some reason, they are really into it. He don't like her, and she don't like him. They be putting stuff back and forth in the chest to each other, and sometimes Tracy will hit Lemon Link and cuss him out, and they keep on scratching in the chat. Uh, she drew a face. Wait a minute. She told. Well, let me get back to King Kyos. She called King Kyos a fat fuck, and she said that he was one hamburger away from a heart attack, and she called him a lot of fat fucks, you know. And Faith is Substance, that's a lady that's been going on them a panel. I don't know very much about her. It's a lot of people I just don't know very much about. But she's a person that comes up and be on the link with Lemon. And I think she called herself Lemon Second Viper, Miss Lemon number 2 or something like that. She be calling herself. And they be having, they have good banter back and forth. For some reason, her and Teresa get along like fire and gasoline. Where Teresa called her a funky fat ass bitch, and she say that Faith and Substance ain't shit, and she called her a ragged ass hoe, and she said her titties hang to the floor. Now I don't know if she's seen the one before, because for me, I don't know how she look, so I can't say if she's fat, I can't say if she's skinny. And the same thing with King Kyos. I don't know if he fat or I don't know if he's skinny. But Teresa be calling them fat fucks, okay? And then, of course, she's still into it with Max. And she said that Max was a bald-headed hoe. She called her an ignorant bitch. And she said you got your ass whooped, beat bitch. And that's what Teresa said. But I said the same thing, on my last live. You can't fight. You need to quit all that goddamn threatening because, honey, you was on your back like a turtle. Be on the back, and you was getting them bees dropped on you. And that girl whooped your ass in front of your man, and your man didn't do shit. And I said that you kept the #1 ass kicking award, but now Woo won it from you. So you second place now. But you had it for years, but Woo got it now because she got her beat out of her clothes. Okay? But, honey, you'll never live that down. Okay? So you need to quit all that goddamn threatening. Your video has been in all the sectors. Everybody seen you get your ass whooped. Okay? You just got a loud mic, honey. Because your bark is louder than your bite, honey. Because you ain't got no bite, baby. And yeah, I said it. What you gonna do about it? Okay, a pastor, I went over there and he told Rico, you need to clean up your house. He said you need to clean up your house, Rico, and you need to put them knives away, because you be threatening with the knives and stuff like you gonna do something. He told you to clean your damn house up and to put them knives away because you ain't gonna do shit to nobody. Okay? He said you ain't gonna do nothing to nobody. And he also said, good luck in court, Rico. Now, Pastor, now I'm going backwards in time. Okay, this how I do on here. Well, on the video before that one that he did, Pastor blocked Rico. Because Rico's in the chat with that talking that shit. So he blocked it. And on that panel, he had Rico was up there, Catherine was up there, Vivian, Rodney, Shakim, Brian. They were the different one was up there. Well, when he let Rico up, because he started not to let him up because he had him blocked, but he let him up. And when Rico got up there, he went off on Pastor, and Pastor just went off on him. And Pastor got tired of arguing with him, and he dropped Rico. Okay, now Catherine, she was on the panel, and she was trying to tell Pastor of a situation that she had at Room Shakers, and she had a situation between Faith Yaya. Now I like Faith Yaya, and she had a situation with Miss Toby over there at Room Shakers, and she was telling Pastor about it, but Pastor couldn't get it. It was like too much. He couldn't just the hello. I understood how she was telling the story, but Pastor, it was like jumble in his head. He was saying, "What that got to do with me and this and that." Well, she was upset because Miss Toby, I can't stand that bitch and she can't stand me. Miss Toby said that Catherine wanted Pastor sexually. And Catherine said she ain't never talked to Pastor like that. And when she said that to Pastor, she said, "Pastor, I ain't never said nothing like that to you, have I?" And she said, "No." And he said, "I ain't never said nothing to you like that. They just friends. Just cause somebody sit on a panel, that don't mean they want to Fuck." Now you could kind of tell the people that I kind of like the person. They different, they tone different and stuff. But Catherine ain't want Pastor. And Pastor ain't want Catherine because Pastor like men. So I don't know where they come from, but that's what happened. And so they need to Toby, you need to sit down. Toby, my name Toby. You need to sit down. You always running your fucking mouth about stuff you don't know. Okay? Now, Catherine was saying that Yaya had told Room Shaker, like Toby was on Room Shaker panel, and Miss Toby. Now I didn't see the damn laugh because I don't really go Room Shakers. I go over there, but it's a lot of people that I don't give a fuck about that start hanging around over there. So I just make myself known. Hey, how you doing? Do a couple of speaks, and I hit the goddamn door. And I ain't gonna go on the panel because I don't feel like being bothered with a whole bunch of these beef sector motherfuckers that don't like me and that I don't wanna. Can't be bothered. I like going around like I'm going around, and I ain't changing it. And like I said, if it's a bunch of people that don't care for me, and I know they don't care for me, I am not going over there and getting on that panel anymore until them motherfuckers clear out. Cause they not gonna stay. They over there. They just hang out for the people to go and talk about different ones they don't like. Now that's the facts, and that's it, and that's all. And I ain't going on that panel. There's a lot of people over there I don't like, and that is what it is. But there'd be some good gossip over there, and I'd be in the clouds listening. But as far as like being on the panel talking to them, nope. Because they gonna, I don't feel like arguing about something I know. But I might get up there and gang bang, but I have to feel like it. When I want to fight 3 or 4 bitches at one time. Because they did me like that over there Room Shaker years ago. And so I know what time it is. Okay? I have to have my stamina up to be able to fight 3 or 4 motherfuckers at one time. Because that's how it be. Okay? Okay, now, Catherine said that she hadn't fooled with Miss Toby since Miss Toby called her George Jefferson. And if you know George Jefferson, he used to have a show. It wasn't Good Times. It was Moving On Up to the Sky. That show. I can't think of the name of it. And which, Catherine, I don't blame you. Because Miss Toby ain't shit. All she do is gossip, run her mouth about stuff she don't know nothing about. Okay? And I don't like her and she don't like me. I don't like her because she jumped on me for nothing. So it's up and it's stuck. It's going to stay up and stuck because I don't do that shit. You ain't going to call yourself clown on me and I got to bust you in your motherfucking head and you leave me alone. Okay? Because anybody can get it. And I done got her a couple of times. I got over there at T Velocity. She up there talking that shit. First time was over at Pizarro when she jumped on me and I had to bust her in her motherfucking head. All right, then it over there at T Velocity. She did the same goddamn thing. But she did it before I got up there. And then she didn't say shit. And then when I got ready to jump down, after I talked to T Velocity, then she gonna say, call me a bitch. But see, like I said, I takes my time when I exit a panel. I say, I'll see you later. But then I take my time getting down. Because see, bitches like Toby, they are waiting to think you going down and they'll call you a bitch or a hoe and shit like that. But see, after I made my exit, I didn't exit. And when she called me a bitch, I was saying, bitch, who you talking to, hoe? You thought you was going to put one on me on my way out the stage, hoe? It don't work like that, bitch. You got to make sure I'm all the way gone before you start talking your shit. Now, anything you else need to say to me, hoe? Anything you need to say to me, bitch? Okay. And then I took my time again getting off the panel. Y'all don't jump down too fast. You know, when you exit, take your time getting down. Act like you can't find the button or whatever. Okay. And if you know that, you'll see that with my be up there on them panels sometimes, especially when the bitch I don't like, and it take me a while to get down. I'm just lingering, just in case a bitch want to call me a bitch or a hoe on my way out. Because a lot of times once you get down, you don't even feel like getting back up there. Okay. Yeah, kind of linger a little bit in case a hoe up there want to say something smart. Okay. Ooh, child. I can't stand that old black bitch. And yeah, I said you're a black bitch because she is a black bitch. Okay. Another thing I want to talk to y'all about. Okay, last week, everybody was on Lemon for calling Miss D.O. black bitches and stuff. Okay. Because he was calling up black bitches, and I don't have a problem with him calling up black bitch because she is a black bitch, okay? She the one got the skin complexion problem. Because, hey, if Lemon wanted to call me a black bitch, well, Paulette, I'm a black bitch. Okay? Like J. Don, a light-skinned person. If somebody want to call her a black bitch, she a black bitch. Because we black. Well, they was trying to make a big deal out of it the next day all over the beef sector. Okay, about him calling T.O. a black bitch. Well, the next night, because he been in tour with that Bobby lady, and she is lily white, okay? And he was saying, hollering, get out my chat, you white bitch. And then he would see her somewhere else on another panel. He'd be on the panel, Bobby, you white bitch. He was doing her just like he was doing Theo. And did nobody step up to the plate and say, why you calling Bobby a white bitch? Why you calling that girl a white bitch? See what I'm saying? The shit don't make sense. And don't go for that bullshit, okay? Because if you rallying for this man calling a black woman a black bitch, why come y'all ain't doing the same motherfucking thing about Lemon calling Bobby a white bitch? Okay? No, I'm just being for real. They are both ladies. In Lemonfield, Theo was a black bitch. In Lemonfield, that Bobby is a white bitch. Now, why come ain't nobody coming out here getting on them for calling Bobby all kind of white bitches all over the beef sector and in that sector that Shamar is at. He was even doing it over there, child. And what I did in the Discord that night, I told the ladies that was in there, I said, y'all keep your mouth shut, but y'all just watch this shit about the Theo being a black bitch and Bobby being a white bitch. I said, y'all don't say a goddamn word. But just look on these panels. The same people was in them chats when Theo was called a black bitch, and the same people was in the chats when Bobby was called a white bitch. I said, let's see, just watch and see if anybody come out with their drums and, oh, he called her a white bitch and that's colorist. He don't like black women and he don't like white women. Didn't nobody come out and say he don't like no white women? But I'm just saying, look at the shit. Okay. They call Sour Patch all kind of nasty Mexican names. Every kind of Mexican standard, the like derogatory name. You can call it Hispanic. They do to her. But if that girl turn around and start calling them black bitches, and you need to go out there and pick some cotton or saying some shit like that, honey, you would think the world ended over here. But they say everything against that girl heritage that they can think of. Now, I'm just being goddamn for real. But she could easily turn around and say something back. They call that girl wetbacks and all kind of stuff. You need to get back over to Mexico. Why you always into it with these black women and you don't say nothing to Hispanic? Well, that girl, Lemon don't say nothing bad to her because he cool with her. He ain't cool with Theo. You have to just look at the big picture. I ain't got time for these motherfuckers. I don't like, I don't deal with none of these motherfuckers. Because I'm not going to be, rallying behind this person just because they black. I ain't going to rally about a person just because they Hispanic. We all human. And like I said, if Sour Patch turned around and started calling these people black bitches and all that kind of stuff, then everybody going to have a goddamn problem. But they don't talk about that child. Everything concerning Hispanics, they done did to her. And then other ones that's here in the sector, they'll say, don't listen to them, they white. That's crazy. A person can't they can't just talk because they white. And them people of different races, they know they in a black setting. They know what time it is over here. They like what's going on over here. They like it. They like to get in on it. The whites and the Hispanics and different races that's coming over here, that's in these sectors, they like what's going on. That's why they ain't not with their race. I want to be over here with these guys. I like what they doing, and I want to get up there and drag. That's how it is. I want to get up there and drag. I want to see these bitches drag. They enjoy the entertainment. That's why they here. I enjoy the entertainment. That's why I'm here. And if they want to get up there and gang bang, let them get up there and gang bang. If they want to get called a bag of bitches, a bag of white bitches, let them get up there and bang. Because it ain't very many that can do that. And like I said, they don't be hurling the black bitches and all that to the blacks over here and calling them niggas. They don't do that. They just want to get up there and bang every once in a while. It ain't like they want to get up there every day and bang. And that's why I like Mike Martin. You know, Mike Martin, they call him all kind of pecklewoods and white trash and redneck motherfuckers and all that. Honey, Mike Martin just he take a ticket and keep on licking. Okay. And they throw every hurl they can get at hit that white man, and he don't be calling them niggas or nothing like that. He just be dragging their ass for the fact of their life. You know. And it is what it is. It is what it is. You know. And I don't see nothing wrong. Like I said, they like the entertainment just like I do. And they want to get up there and drag. Let them get up there and drag. You know, if they could take it, if they could take being called white bitches and rednecks and pecklewoods and honky, if they could take that shit, let them get up there and drag. You know, that's the way I feel about it. And they say anybody can get it. Don't they say that in these sectors? That anybody can get it? Well, they want to get it. Okay. But like I said, don't change it when they get up there and start dragging. They start dragging the hell out of a person. And then y'all gonna let a Hispanic talk to me like that? Or you gonna let that white man talk? No, we don't fall back on that. I'm sick of that. They look like you're ass to ass, you're a coward and you want the crowd to be against them. So you want all the black people over here to go against them, that one person. That's insane. It's insane to me. Okay. Hey, Mather, hey, 2300 Jackson Street is always home. Hey, Big Stacks, welcome. Hey, BB. I think I missed you last time too. I apologize. Hey, Shaquila. Yeah, I missed you, BB, last time. I apologize. I didn't see you till after the live was over. Hey, Zero Lightness. Hey, Soul Sister number one. Hey, Sophisticated Brat. Hey, oh, I did. I spoke to that one already. Trying to speak, and then I'll get back to the commentary, child. Watching from cloud nine, you could be what you wanna be on cloud nine. Hey, Locked and Lovely. Keisha Bishop, how you doing? Okay. Hey, Poetry. Hey, Dan Divas. Child. Hey, Goddess. I always like that name, Goddess. I think that's it. Hey, Isri. Let's make sure. Okay, I think that's it. All right. Now let me get back to my notes, child. Okay. I went over that with the Toby and stuff. And if y'all want to see that, you can go over to Room Shakers because I haven't went over there to see the whole video. So I will go and see it if she still have it up. Okay. And ZT, why is you calling the courts on Tommy? He in enough trouble already. Let that be between Castro and Tommy. They don't need no more help. Stop calling down there the courthouse on that man. That ain't your business. And I don't know why you calling the courthouse on the man, because you was trying to raise money to get the man out of jail when he was in jail. Now you want him back in jail? Oh my God. These people on here do too much. and they flip at the wind blow. They flip. They like you today and they hate you tonight. Okay. Oh Lord. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. And another video, it was Pastor Brian and Roe on there. Let me see. And Brian and Roe, they have like a love-hate relationship. They get along for so many days and then they don't, you know, they get into it at the drop of a hat. But I think they really care for each other, as far as like YouTube and stuff. And so Brian, when he was up there, him and Roe on Pastor's panel, Brian was wanting to Roe to say what he had said about Brianna. I guess on the phone in the past. And see, I don't like that, Brian. You need to quit that shit. When y'all talk, y'all was bidding each other, and I'm sure you said some things about Brianna. But you wanted Roe to say what he said up there on Pastor channel. And then he also throwed up that Roe had, I guess he was on the phone with Brian, and he was screaming and yelling because he was mad at Stump Down and one T Pro. Well, that was between you guys. And so Roe, when he started talking about what y'all talk about on the phone, you're gonna have a problem. But see, you done got up there on Jay Wilson panel trying to bust Roe out in front of the world about what he said about Brianna. And I don't think that's cool. Now y'all, like I said, y'all make up the break up y'all friendship. And I don't like when people, if I'm cool with you and you gonna come out and say what we talk about. It's called gossip. That's all it is. Y'all cool enough to gossip on the phone. You don't have to come out here and tell everybody on YouTube what he said about each other content creators. I don't think that's cool. But see, that's why I don't fool with nobody. I don't talk to nobody on no goddamn phone. I don't text message these bitches. I don't email these hoes, because this what time it'll be. They'll bring that up on you to use as a weapon against you. And that's another situation of Brian showing that I can't talk to you because you're going to tell everything I said. You're going to get me on a panel and try to embarrass me. And I thought we was cool. Or you recorded me. That's another thing they're doing on YouTube. You'll never get that on me, bitch. No bitch on here would never get a recording on me on no phone. Or no fucking text. Or no fucking email. Bitch, bye. Okay, now I went to Envy's the other day. He had Chris up there, Rex, Malik, Ghetto, Landlord, Noble, Room Shaker, Lolo, Brooke, Pretty Eyes, the Mayor of Detroit, and Restaurant. Now, I stayed in this life for a long time. Envy and Lemon had got into it the night before, or a couple of nights before, and Envy dropped. Lemon dropped Envy off the panel. He had enough, and he dropped Envy, which a lot of the content creators do that. They'll turn your mic down. They, do that kind of stuff, or they'll drop you backstage, and let you come back up and all that kind of bullshit. I don't like that. But I don't see nothing wrong with dropping somebody if they disrespecting you. It's your panel. You can drop them. But if I drop you, you down, honey. You ain't coming back up here tonight. Your ass stand down. But some people do drop you, come back up, do that kind of stuff. And so when he dropped Envy down, Envy just left. He stayed back there for a second or two and he left. And I don't blame him. And so he said that Lemon is going to have to come over to his panel and talk to him. He's not going back over there. And then Lemon said, man, come up, let's talk. He said he can't be bothered with that. So he said that after that video, the next day, Lemon called him, but he didn't answer. And he said he didn't want to, that back behind stage crowd, which I feel that same way too. Fuck that backless stage. If you disrespected me on a panel or in a chat, it ain't nothing for us to talk about backstage. You want to apologize or whatever, or say whatever, like talk it out or the situation. Yeah, maybe. But I ain't got time for that. That backstage shit, you ain't take me in the back alley to do nothing, because don't nothing good happen in the back alley. So I can understand envy. You clown with me on live, so you have to make up with me on live, because see him, they makes up with each other. I ain't got time for this shit, but that's up to them. And I understand envy saying that Lemon got to come over there because he ain't coming over there for that shit. And I understand envy totally. Okay, it is what it is. And I shouldn't have to come to your panel for you to apologize to me. You hunt me down and look for me, and you apologize to me out there in the street, because over there on your panel, you might drop me today. You dropped me last time I was up there. Now that's the way I look at it. You gonna get me back up there to do that same shit to me again? Oh hell no. Because I don't know what kind of mood the person in. So I understand envy on that. Okay. So, he said, envy said his link is always, the panel is open to Lemon if he want to come over there and they discuss what happened. And I understand, like I said, I understand Lemon on that. Well, let me tell you this here what happened. Noble, if you don't sit your raggedy black ass down somewhere and shut the fuck up. Now you showed your ass over there at Envy's. You was talking about how you gonna strike Lemon. You was talking all that shit about how you get disrespected and you sick of it and this and that. And you don't want to be a content creator, and you don't want a bunch of YouTube, subscribers over there on your channel and this and that. I'm not trying to be a YouTuber. So what's your goddamn problem? You say you're gonna strike the man, you say you don't like the man, you saying all this and all that, you got recordings and all this goddamn shit on Discord and his channel, and that you're gonna take his channel. Why the fuck you keep going over there hitting his panel? Why? Evidently he don't respect you and he don't like you because he talk to you like you a dog. You tried, and like everybody was telling you the other day, go to your own channel. And but you saying, I want to be heard. Go somewhere else and be heard. Because anytime you go over there to Lemon's, or Lemon don't have no respect for you, he gonna keep dogging your ass out. He gonna keep on doing it. Because he know it upset you. That's what the be said to do. They like to get you. They know your weak point. Noble, when you was with Tracy, we told you how the sector work. You're not going to change nothing over here. We don't want to hear about the galaxies and the effects of mushrooms and all of that, because I ain't on no mushroom, so I don't want to hear what, like, That cloud nine, you could be what you want to be. I don't want to hear what your psychedelic uh out. No, I don't want to hear that. And don't nobody want to hear that when they ain't want to hear that shit over there at Lemons and over there at Envis and nowhere else in the beef sector. Envy not even beef sector, he don't want to hear that shit. Noble, we told you how the beef sector was. The pieces and Tracy. We told you how this motherfucker worked. And the reason that you're not fitting in is because you whine about everything. You have to take it like a champ. You got to take it like a champ. And we told you can't handle the beef sector. We don't want to hear about you have to be real smart. That shit, I don't want to hear about that. So you're never going to fit in over here. You don't have the stamina or the heart for the beef sector. You whine too much. It's a problem with every fucking thing. You're gonna be like Theo. You're not gonna fit in. Some people don't fit in the beef sector. You're not a fit. Your square ain't gonna go in this circle. Okay? The square ain't gonna fit in the circle. Child, he was tripping. I mean, he lost his shit over there that day. Over at Envis, he lost his shit. He was talking about he was being bullied. He was gonna take Lemon Channel down. He was saying there need to be lines and boundaries in the beef sector, and he's a clout chaser. He was saying he didn't give a fuck about nothing, but don't nobody ever give a fuck about nothing. That's why they jab at each other like they do. But Noble, it all boils down is to that you are a hater. You are jealous. Now, there's a whole bunch of channels on YouTube. YouTube is very big. You ought to be able to find somewhere you want to go beside Lemon. It is what it is. If you go over there, you're going to get your skull drugged. And Crystal was trying to talk nice to Noble and saying, man, calm down and this and that. And he was like, you bitch. You fat clown ass bitch. That's how he was talking to her. And he was mad at Krista, come to find out, is because she had blocked and banned him. And he had been her moderator. And the reason that she blocked and banned him, because she didn't like how he was talking to Uppity over there on her channel. And she told him to settle down. I'm going to drop you back in the chat and this and that. Because I'm not going to let you be up here calling her all kind of big fat bitches and all that, because the girl hadn't did nothing to you. Now, this is what Crystal said. I wasn't over there. And Nova then was in the chat calling them all kind of bitches and your big fat whores and your slut and all of that. So, therefore, Krista banned him. Now, Nova, you didn't have very many places to go over there where you could be comfortable. And Crystal was a place that you could go and be comfortable. But you disrespected her. Now, I'm not talking about Uppity because I wasn't there for the cuss out on Uppity. But I heard how you was calling that Crystal all out of her name. And there was no excuse for it. And then when you were saying about Lemon, you didn't like how the women get called bitches and all that over there on his channel. And you did the same thing a breath later over there on on Envy's channel. Ain't that a kick in the head, y'all? Ain't that a kick in the goddamn head? You don't complain and whine about Lemon calling these ladies, these black queens, bitches and hoes and all that. And you turn around and did the same fucking thing in the next breath over at where you were saying it over there at Envy's. Then you turn around and call Crystal all kind of big fat bitches and hoes. Now that's ignorant. And I don't try to force myself to make nobody be cool with me on here. Cause to me, ain't nobody no friends and stuff. How they act like they friends. Ain't nobody no friends on here. Yeah, this is her. You might think you like me, and if you meet me, you say, "Damn, okay." I might not. We might clash if we actually met in real life. I've seen it happen on here 1,000 times. But y'all, this shit is crazy. Why you want to go and force yourself on this content creator that's clearly rejecting you? And that go for anybody on here. Sometimes they don't like you. They just don't like nothing about you, and they don't want to be cool with you. But they cool for you to be in the chat. What's wrong with that? You ain't got to get on the panel and get dogged out. Just stay in the chat and chat. You ain't got to hit the panel to be. If you think you're being disrespected, you don't have to keep hitting the panel to get disrespected. If you don't get up there to be disrespected, you can't get disrespected. And that's the way I feel about, a lot of these places. I wouldn't dare hit the panel. It's a lot of these places I go, I wouldn't dare hit the panel. Because I know what it could give. And to keep myself just, hey, I ain't getting up there. If I want to hit a panel, I hit one later on. But I'm not a person that got to be on no panel. I don't hit a lot of panels. So with me, it ain't no problem. Cause I don't mind. I don't mind being in the chat. I ain't got to get up on no stage. It's a fact. And Noble, you need to be in the goddamn chat. But we told you couldn't handle a beef section. We told you years ago. Teresa did everything she could to protect you. When y'all was together, she was saying, don't get in this shit. Let me do my thing. But here you come trying to jump in when she be at work. And then she had to go through some more shit because you done jumped in some shit that was over. That's why you don't get in this shit. If you don't want to get handled, you need to get back. Let the people do it what they want to do. And then on some of the stuff, you might be fighting for a person that's in the wrong. And you done jumped in some stuff on trying to help this person out that's in the wrong. And you looking like a fool. Make another enemy. And that's just the way it is. And if you don't have but like 12 people in your chat, so what? Let them listen to you vent. That's your people. You're not going to get it out on Lemons. You go over there on your channel. Tell your people how you feel. And this is what's happened to me when I go to Lemons. And I just need to let off some steam. Right, and choo choo, if they're a panel hoe. And but you got to, hey, if you want to be a panel hoe, you got to be able to take them punches because you sitting your ass up there, want to be on the panel. You got to know your role, and you got to fight to be a panel hoe. Because anybody that come up there can jump on you. A panel hoe, that's a hell of a job. And no, but you're not built for it. And there's some people that can be on the panel, they just sit there and don't nobody never do nothing to them. But see, I might go up there and I might try to sit up there, but everybody hit that panel want to jump on me. It be like that. It is what it is. It's like, just it's a surprise. You just put your hand in and grab one out. Sometimes you might get a good one, and sometimes you might get a bad prize. And it is the way. It is what it is. If you can't hang, like I said, don't get on the panel. And if you can't hang in the chat, don't get in the goddamn chat. Because some of these chats are hell. You got to, what you need, what people, if you get upset in the chat, you got to learn the trick that works for you to be able to survive in the chat. Mine is I have a hell of an ignore game. Okay, I don't read this chat half the time. And if people be going at me, my ignore game. I know how to block you. I know how to. I don't block like block because I want to see what they say because I'm nosy. But I'm talking when I be in the chats, I have like my vision. It do not be, I don't get involved in it too tough because people swing on me a lot. Because it's a lot, it is what it is. But my ignore game is a hell of a thing, baby. Because I ain't got to argue with you unless I want to. It's a choice. Can't nobody on here hurt my feelings. It is what it is. If I choose to fight with you, I can fight with you. If I choose to ignore you, I ignore you. And that's the way I roll. This shit you have to let this shit roll off your back. Don't let it get you upset like how Noble been going around on these different panels. He is highly agitated. You will never see me like that, period. Nobody on here will ever see me like that. Because, you're not going to get my point. Sometimes people don't get you. I can't make you get my point. It's like, deaf ears. And I ain't getting, you ain't gonna, and nobody gonna see me lose my shit. I ain't, nah. If I lose my shit, it won't be on YouTube. And these people are very grown. Like Noble is an older man. And he acting like a goddamn 3-year-old. I wouldn't let these people know Lemon make me feel like that. Lemon is a heir. Lemon live in California. Noble live in Detroit. How are you letting a person in California affect you like that? It'll never happen. That's stupid. Zero light, ain't that stupid? That's stupid, like you're saying. Stupid is stupid does. But I just look at some of these people and I be saying, God damn, how the hell you let this happen? This is the internet. It's so big. You could go places. I ain't never got to see none of these motherfuckers no more. You know, I don't have to be over here and get tortured every time. You know, I don't have to be over here where I'm getting tortured. I go somewhere else. Shit. Or either change the name. Like, no, but you could change your name and don't hit no panel. And don't nobody know you who you is, Noble. And you can still participate in the chat and all of that shit. But that's, and then some people, they change their name so much. I just be saying, I just call them by the name I know and I ain't changing it. I be like that because I'm stubborn. Because some of the people that, I like, they're speaking, we talk a little bit in the chat. Some of these people name change every damn other day. And I'm not going to try to keep up with that shit. I'm going to just call you I'm going to just pick out a name. That's the one I'm going to call you from now on, Because they'll say, hey, Miss Paulette, I'm such and such, about the old name. I ain't finna pick, I'm going to keep calling you the old name. Now that you told me who you are, I'm going to still say, hey, Catherine. I ain't changing it from Catherine. Just because you want to be called Sunshine now. You still going to be Catherine to me. That's the way I feel about it. Because some of these people, hey, Miss Paulette, I changed my name. This is me. Especially over there on Twitch. A lot of the people that are going to Twitch have changed their names and they have to let you know who they are. And me can't be bothered. Like I said, if I see the name and I remember it, I'm just going to say, hey, Catherine. I ain't trying to figure this shit. I'm not going to try to figure you out on everywhere I go. I'm not going to do that. That's crazy. Now, it may not be crazy to other people. To me, it's crazy. I'm just saying for Paulette, it's crazy, and I ain't going to participate in that. I'm doing good to go to these other damn sites. Now, I can maneuver. I'm learning Twitch, but it's still a lot about Twitch I don't know. I still haven't figured out how to go live yet on there. I don't know what button to click to go live. Because if I ever figure that out, I'm going to be over there too. And from what I can see, it's not hard to get monetized over there. Which it ain't no big deal because I ain't monetized over here, but I'm just saying for people that might want to go to Twitch. But I want to just go live just to see what the lives be like from a content creator. Like I ain't trying to make a big thing over there. Like I ain't trying to do it over here, but I'm just saying just something different. I want to see how it works. But like I said, I can't figure out how to go live yet. Because over here on YouTube, you just hit live. But over there on Twitch, it's not on the screen. Okay? So I'll figure it out, and one day I'll go live over there. And I'll be live over here. I'll try to be live over here where I can be on both of them. Octavius, have you got on Twitch yet? They say it's real easy to get monetized, and you have a different crowd. I'm just saying that may be something for you to look into because you are a content creator and you do it, you're serious about your trade. And I think that you should try Twitch. And I've been telling that on my lives over here, letting the content creators know you've been on Twitch. I think you might need to do some commentary over there so you can get they say it's easy to get monetized. And so you'll be monetized on 2 platforms. I'm just saying. But I can't figure out how to go live over there. I'll figure it out sooner or later, but I'm just saying. That's my problem. I want to be over there just to do it. And plus, I know that I get support too over there because I'm cool with. Yeah, yeah. I think it would be a good idea to go back over there right now because it's kind of hot over there. For as the content creators getting people on their channels, I think it would be good for you to to get over there a little bit. Maybe go at least once a week. Maybe do an hour. Yeah, I think for you, I really do think that would be good because you do this and you know a lot of tricks of the trade. So I think you would do good over there. Nika's over there, 357, uh, Transparent Talk, Duck, Big Lack, Jackie, Big Baby, Coolin. You know, so really, it's getting a lot of activity over there right now as far as the Mo3 sector. And like I said, they getting monetized real easy over there and all of that. Okay, let me see what else I got to talk to y'all about, child. Catherine, I did a little commentary on you earlier. Okay, now I went by Minx. She's been a little bit active lately. And she drugged the F out of Gina. And I mean, she drugged Gina. And she was saying that Gina started sucking peen at 13 and all that kind of stuff. And then she also, because the CPS had went to Big Baby house because somebody had reported her. And it's different people that said they reported her. And then she doing the police reports and all of that. Well, she played a recording of like when Big Baby was crying. She was talking about the CPS coming to the house, and she was talking to I think Duck and the captain, and they were telling us ain't nothing gonna happen. Let's get off the live, and then we'll talk. Just get off this live. We'll talk just on the phone. Come on, they were talking like that, and she was just crying. She was hysterical. Now I didn't see that live, and I'm glad I didn't. I saw the aftermath of Big Baby, but Meek was playing the recording of what was going on. Well, I left out of her live, but I left it up on a tab. And when I went back to Mink Live later on, they had removed that video. It said for copyright. I want to just let y'all know that. So that got taken care of. They still doing the strikes over there, okay? Which they doing them over here in the beef sector. It just is what it is. The beef sector has strike wars every once in a while where the different content creators are striking each other, and then they finally call the truth. Let it settle down. Well, the Mo3 sector is going through a situation like that right now. I think DG got struck. I know Mink got the copyright. The captain lost a channel. Coolin lost a couple of channels. This all recently. Trying to think of who else. But I'm just gonna put it like this: they in a striking war over there, and it is what it is. I think DG got struck. And so it'll settle down, but right now it's hot. As far as the strikes over there, it's heating up. So sooner or later they'll stop it, but when I don't know. But I've seen this 100 times over here in the beef sector. The strike it be on and popping. They just strike each other. But it is what it is. And that's what the Mo3 sector going through right now. Big Baby struck Duke because Duke was playing her video of when she was upset about CPS being at her house. He's another one that got caught up in it and got struck. Um, let me see. Cam went live last night. Cam talked too much, and Gina and TT, they was up there, but I didn't stay the whole video. Gina got bowed down because they didn't want to hear her because they had, when you be moving around in the sector over there in the Mo 3B sector, Gina be on like all the panels and she just talked the whole time. Well, them people over there, they wasn't want to hear that because they were glad to see Cam back. Cam say he's gonna start being more active on YouTube. He was supposed to been going back live this morning. I don't know if he did because I didn't get no notification. But on his live, he was talking about Transparent Talk, Duck, uh, Jackie, talking about what's going on with their situation, you know, and he feels strongly about Duck not telling Jackie to bag off a wolf, so he wouldn't drag her. Duck was saying, go on out there, which I don't see nothing wrong with it. Uh, you know, it is what it is. And Transparent Talk was telling Duck to release the whole message of Wolf talking to Duck, which Duck have released some of the stuff because they saying that Transparent Talk had cropped the text off that Duck and Wolf was doing back and forth with each other. Well, she told him to release the whole thing, and he's supposed to have a recording of Wolf. Wait a minute, someone of them got a recording, and everybody's saying to release the recording. Okay, that's all I know about that. And Coolin was live, and Gina was on the panel. IGT Audio, 88, Shakim, Room Shaker, Ken, and King Kaios. King Kaios wasn't up there. Coolin drew King Kaios and Max. She was dragging, and I like to hear Coolin drag. Room Shaker was into it with 88, Audio, and Gina. And Room Shaker took command of the show. So every time somebody come up there talking any kind of shit, she was over talking and dragging, okay? Because she did 88 like that, then Audio, and then Gina. She was body slamming. They didn't have a chance. Ken got into it with Audio. They had it out on the thing. And Ken was telling Audio that his sister is yellow, and he'll be putting out her picture on his page. And he said that he will bust one on her. And Audio was telling him, go on and do what you got to do, man. Okay, now I'm going back to Captain. He had done a live. He did several lives, and I'm going to go briefly over them with you guys. On his latest live, the latest, I'm going backwards. The latest live he had Christina, Gina, Candy Asia, Cali Kitchen, Coolin, Royalty, Monroe, Duck, and Jackie. And let me tell you, it was a goddamn mess. Okay? It was a damn mess. Let me get right down here to it. He been having some good laughs too. The captain. Okay, let me pull this up, child. It's a lot. Okay, this is a lot. Okay, and other people that was on the live. Now, this is like two lives I'm gonna be discussing right now. Uh, on the captain on another lab, it was Wu, one man band, Texas 713. Let me see. Okay, now that's the main people that was on there. Now, Captain drew Wu and one man band. Captain and Wu have been into it, and it built up to this. Okay, to the lab I'm going to now, and he told her that she's a fake ass Uno card reader because y'all know she used Uno cards. They say to do the people readings. Now I don't know because I don't deal with that reading stuff. I don't want to be bothered with that. You know, he told Wu she was old enough to be his mama, and he said that she can't come back over there no more. Now the day before, somebody had bought her out of the off the panel, and they bought her out of the chat, and they did it for like 24 hours. But something have happened out there in the YouTube land where Captain Honey, he don't want her over there at all. And that's gonna kill Wu. And so when he went live yesterday, Wu was in the chat. And he was dragging the hell out of her. He drug her for everything she had. And I don't think he would let nobody buy out the chat because he was killing her because she had been bought out for 24 hours. And then he have it. Well, now she can't hit his panel at all, child. And that's killing Wu. And Texas 713, he drugged Gina. And child, Gina be on live so much that the process service, now I missed that live. They say that while she was live, that the process service came to her house to serve her man with some paper. And she told him he wasn't there. So when the process service left, he walked up her man. He had been to the store. And so while she was live, he called the process server because the man left his number there. So the man came back and served him. Well, 713 said that he got served for stalking his baby mama. And you know, I told y'all he'd be using her car, which he refused to clean up and just make it out of just a nasty dump. Well, honey, he be driving her car over and stalking his baby mama. And so that lady supposed, I guess, putting a restraining order on him, and he got to go to court, child. Okay. And 713 also said that he don't work and he living in Gina daddy house. He called Gina a dope fiend, a meth head. And honey, Gina was quiet as a church mouse. Usually she be running her mouth, but when you get on that ass, Gina get quiet because that's how she did me when I went over there. She didn't say a goddamn thing. I cussed the bitch out and left. And 713 drugged the shit out of her. Okay? And then she started trying to drag 88. She wouldn't say nothing to 713. She was dragging 88, was talking about you get a slice and you get a slice, talking about get a slice of pussy because she has sex with so many men. Gina, that line has gotten old. You use it 11 times a day. It was cute at first, and you stole it from somebody else. Because when you said it on one panel, I forgot to put that down. Who said, bitch, you stole that line from me. That's my line. And honey, Gina says it 11 times on every panel that she be on. So, you know, it's not. It ain't got no force to it anymore. Um, so I'm through with Trap. I mean, I'm through with Texas 713. And Captain looked down in the chat because he up there doing other things, and he seen Trap, Big Trap, Trapping Capping fall in the chat, and he kicked him out of the chat and banned and blocked him. And from what I can understand, the reason he did that is because Trapping said that he called them CPS people on Big Baby and all of that. So if you were against Big Baby or Jackie, Captain ain't got nothing to do with you. Especially now, he used to let be in the chat, but Trapping, he don't want to be. He don't want him in no kind of way in his chat, and he have blocked and banned him. And he told Captain told Coolin that she needed to pick a side, that she a flip flopper, and he told her to go back to Mink in '88. And okay, so since I told you that Wu was out, she couldn't drop in, couldn't hit the link for 24 hours, and then it led to other things. Well, a girl named Monroe, Captain started calling for her, and Monroe fell in the chat. And he said, Monroe, you can come up here and you can get your shit out. You can drag whoever you want. And he said, Wu can't come up here because Wu is one of her biggest enemies. Wu hate Monroe. And so she let Monroe come up there. And Monroe drug Coolin and she drug Gina. And she said that they have run her name for 2 years. And she said they can't fuck with her. And she said, y'all run her name on, everywhere she go. Y'all been talking about her baby daddy and who her baby daddy is and this and that. All this shit been going on for years. Well, come to find out, now I didn't know this, which I don't be in people's business, but she say that Jeffrey Lamar Williams is her baby daddy, and that's Young Thug. And y'all remember I covered the Young Thug trial, and he pleaded guilty, but it wasn't to the RICO stuff. It was some other things he pleaded guilty to. So remember, he was on probation for 15 years. Well, see, he had been caught up in the judicial system, and he was in jail. In jail, they was all locked down, all the men that was been in there, RICO. And she had a baby, and she always said it was his. Well, and Boo and others was on here saying that wasn't her baby daddy. She didn't know who her baby daddy is. Her baby daddy is his brother. They were saying all kind of stuff on Monroe. And people like to believe a lie before they believe the truth. Well, when it all got boiled down, when the man got out of the system, being locked up, come to find out he is the baby daddy. So all that time they was on YouTube telling everybody he wasn't the baby daddy. How would you know who her baby daddy is if you wasn't in the bed with him? I hate people saying that kind of shit. That ain't his baby. How you know who it is? How you know who the baby daddy is? What businesses are any of y'all who baby daddy is who? That's between the woman and the baby daddy. And I always knew who my baby daddy was. I wasn't no hoe that was laying around with no bunch of men. I know who my baby daddy. Can't nobody never tell me who my baby daddy is, because I know who I lay down with. And my babies wasn't neither one of them. They didn't deny. Daddies didn't deny their baby. It wasn't that shit didn't even come up. It wasn't no I didn't have to go through no DNA test. They knew that was their baby. And if they did go through, if I did would have went, it would have come out that that was the daddy. They wasn't gonna get up there and say you are not the daddy. Monroe knew who her baby was. And like she was telling y'all, I don't even know you guys. What the fuck you making videos on me for? And she said that she get $5,760 a month. And she said she get 560 for child support and child care. She said y'all can't do no more to her. Y'all doctors her mama and things. And she told Coolin to come outside, bitch. She called them dusty broke holes. And she, like I said, she told them to come outside. She said she want to fight. She said that she will be outside and she will be in the ATL next week. You know. And so she was asking where you need to meet at. Where I'm gonna be there. And Coolin put in the chat of I can't think of what name of wherever Trembling or something like that, which both of them know where this is at. It's by some projects they supposed to be gonna meet at. They said a couple of places. Now we're gonna see if they're gonna meet up and fight. You know, we'll see. And I was saying, "What? My my mouth was wide open. Do you hear me?" Honey Monroe drug, honey, she drug over there. That girl drug. And I'm gonna tell you something else about Monroe. Now, back when they was doing a lot of talking about her a couple of years ago, I didn't know nothing about her, you know. So I went to her page just to be nosy. She's a cutie. She wear beautiful clothes, her hair be laid, and she shows her house. And she live in a beautiful place. You know, I'm being for real. The girl handles her business. You know, she handled her business even when Young Thug was locked up. She handled her business. She was living in a beautiful place. You know, and I think she got a little girl and she was beautiful. You know, the little girl hair was beautiful, clothes beautiful, just beautiful. So I think that she was getting a lot of heat because she was able to maintain herself, living good, looking good, driving good, you know. And when, I think there's a lot of people jealous of the girl. And like I said, who business, even if it wasn't his baby, if he claim it, that ain't nobody damn business. That happens every day. You know, some men will stay with their women if they have a baby on them. Listen, it happens. But that scenario didn't come into play because the child is his. And he's, from what I can see, he's a good daddy to the baby, spend time with her, and plus financially. Like anything that she needs for the little girl, he gonna supply it. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. Okay. And Coolin was in the chat, talking shit. And so Captain told her, Coolin, why don't you hit this damn link like you hit it when Meek was over there the other day? And then Monroe, she sent a lot of paperwork like the paternity test and the child support order and things like that. She sent that information to the captain so he could see, bitch, I ain't lying about nothing. See, that's his baby. See, that's what the child support I get. And see this other one this nigga sending me. Okay. Um, Candy, Asia, and Gina got into it over there. Now those two, they've been into it for a long time, and she just happened to drop in the chat, and Gina just kept picking with her, just kept calling her bald head hoes and prostitute, you a bitch, and just all kind of stuff. So Candasia finally got tired of it and had to come up there and body slam her about 15 times on the floor. Okay, she got tired of it. Okay, and like I said, Cooler and did hit the panel, and her and Monroe went back and forth. You know, um, okay, now that's what happened on his live yesterday. I think it was like a 5 hour live, and it was popping from beginning to the end. Okay, now a couple of days ago, he had a live, and Meek and Boss Lady, Royalty, Woo, Gina was over there, and Woo and Gina was into it. Mink and Boss Lady drug Gina because Gina was, she be picking and calling people out. Well, they came out, and Gina was quiet as a church mouse. Okay. Wu and Captain had like a down to earth talk, cause even though Wu was a wild beast, out of control beast most of the time, they had a down to earth talk. And Wu told him, Captain, I was not one of the people that called CPS on Big Baby. I wouldn't do that. I ain't I wasn't involved in that shit. I'm telling you this. I ain't bullshitting. I had nothing to do with that. I don't like it. And I thought that was good, that they had that, heart to heart talk. But Wu say she ain't never called the CPS on nobody on YouTube. That's what she said. But you never really get to see Wu, serious. And they had like a serious conversation. Okay. And but she got bowed down before that live was over. And now Wu was up there acting a fool. Okay, Han Duck was into it, and then Han Duck was going round and around and around and around and around and around. It went on and on and on. Uh, so somebody bought her down. But before they bought her down, child, her man got into it. He jumped into it. Larry did. And child, I was hollering. Do you hear me? It was the funniest shit you ever heard in your life. Cause Larry, I'm gonna just say this here retarded, okay? And he was dragging Duck. And that was so funny. Them two dragging each other. We couldn't understand what this damn man was saying. Wu was like interpreting what he was saying, okay? And when they got through, the captain said that Wu was his translator. Do you hear me? I was hollering. Do you hear? Let me tell you what. Okay, it's so funny. Okay, Duck was dragging Wu, and he was saying this. She had a rotten mouth, a rotten tooth, not. Wait a minute. He was a rotten tooth, nasty mouth hole. Your kids don't like you. And she was telling him he was a white daddy having asshole because his daddy is white. And she was saying he was a pink dick, little dick ass nigga. And then when Wu got through, Wu gave Larry the phone because Larry was saying shit in the background, and Lou was calling him Larry was calling him a bitch ass nigga, and he was saying fuck you too, and pull up. You want my address, hoe? Fuck you and fuck your weak ass hoe. Shut the fuck up, hoe. And while he was dragging, them two was into it. Duck and Larry, Captain was falling out laughing, y'all. And he said that the captain said that Larry talked retarded, and that Wu was interpreting for him. But Larry, he did try to go in now. If y'all want to hear that shit, y'all could go to Captain and hear them into it, and then the Captain play it on his live today. And other people have been playing it, Big Baby, because it's so damn funny, y'all. And Wu was saying that that Larry talked like that because people in Memphis talk like that. In Tennessee, Wu, that's the biggest lie you ever told. That man talk like that because he don't have all his brain cell. He's handicapped. You know that man retarded. And you was up there bragging about his SSI chick, girl. Oh Lord, y'all, that was the funniest shit. Do you hear me? And Doug didn't want to argue with him because he know he retarded, but he had to. Child, you couldn't understand nothing that man was saying. I was hitting the floor. Do you hear me? And we would say, yeah, he said this. And yeah, and get him, Larry. And Captain was in the background. It was a mess. It was a damn mess over there. And y'all, I'm going to whisper this here. Okay. They discussed this happened over K. Kira's. And they started talking about it over there at Captain's. And they said that what's his name? Freaky C. He said that he learned how to F-U-C-K when he was young because he was effing his cousins. Y'all hear me? Do y'all hear me? Did y'all hear that? He said that's how he learned how to F because he was effing his cousins when he was young. And I say, these people just say, get on here and say any goddamn thing. But they say that's how Gina said that she learned how to F. And, oh my God. Hey, Lady Sparkle. Hey, GS Jet Stevens. Do you hear me? I was saying, these people get on here and say any goddamn thing. Child. I said, what? Hey, the real T-Top. I said, what? You learn how to do what? With your cup, what? Lord have mercy, Jesus. These motherfuckers get on here and this. OG Beauty. These folks crazy. Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord, I'm just making sure I spoke to everybody. Hey, Choo Choo. Zero likeness. Child. I was saying, these people acting like that's normal. When we played Jackson, Jump rope. We didn't do that kind of stuff with my when I was a kid. We didn't think about that. We climbed trees and rode bikes and stuff. Now I'm going to 357. 357 on his live. He had Gina, Cupcakes, Ducks, Jackie, Eve, Coolin, 88, Royalty, and Big Lack. Honey, Eve got into it. She was up there swinging, banging. She fought the whole panel. Because, she got up there, her and Jackie was supposed to be getting into it. But when she got up there, then everybody jumped on her. And sometimes it be like that. Like I said, I told y'all that sometimes when you get on a panel, you never know what might happen. And if you get up there and it's a lot of people don't like you, hey, they're going to jump you. Well, Eve, she got coached into getting up there because you know how people will be saying stuff to you in the chat and come up here, bitch, and you want this and that. Well, that was that kind of situation. Well, when she got up there, different Cupcake, just Big Baby, Jackie, everybody just jumped her. A lot of people. I'm not gonna say everybody. I'm just gonna say she got jumped. When she was fighting with Duck, she was telling him he was whacking off on the toilet for Nurse K, and she was saying for him to play the recording because you remember I've been saying something about a recording. Okay, and she got into it with Jackie, and when Jackie and her was into it, Jackie said, "Hey, child, you need to shut up. You back with the nigga that played Russian roulette with your head. With your life. That she back with the nigga that played Russian roulette with her life. Because Russian roulette, you spin the thing. You spin the thing and might be one bullet or two bullets in the chamber. And you taking a chance when you put up your head and pull the trigger. Hopefully you don't hit where the bullet is. Okay? Now, I've heard of people playing that. I know a boy. I used to date a guy, his cousin. They say he did his old lady like that. Playing Russian roulette with her life. And when he did the chamber, put it to her head, the gun went out. But, hell, you're taking a chance doing that. And I think it's just a person that wants to get rid of you. Because I can't see no person saying, okay, I'm going to play Russian roulette with you. But I wind up being the one lose every time. And you can only lose one time because you got just one life. And that's some bullshit. Not bullshit, that's some bullshit, honey. There ain't no bullshit in it. Okay? And even Cupcake, honey, they was throwing down. And even Big Baby. Now, Big Baby, she kind of waited for her and Eve to get into it, but still they got into it. And it was a damn mess, okay? They've been acting a fool over there on Twitch. It is what it is. A lot of them have moved to Twitch. They do some of the live on YouTube, but a lot of times they'll cut the live off on YouTube so people will come on over there to Twitch because they're trying to get their subscriber count up. And it is what it is. Now, that's all I got to talk about. I think I held y'all long enough. And I hope I gave y'all some gossip, that you could use. I've been on here like over 2 hours, so I think I did pretty good. And I want to make sure if you want to my house getting a little busy. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. And if you want to cash out me, feel free to cash out me. And I hope you guys have a good day. Ooh, child. They've been acting up on that. They've been acting up. Ooh, child. In Castro County, you better not get on nobody damn panel talking about no food stamp. Because I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna get your ass. Because this getting old. Ooh, child. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.